What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I am super excited to already be doing my first LEGO Marvel Superheroes Avengers Infinity War set review on the Sanctum Sanctorum Showdown, and the set number for this one is 76108. Recommended ages are 8 through 14, and it has a piece count of 1004, while the price point is $99.99, and I'm sure your first thought is, holy crap, how are people already getting the Avengers Infinity War set? It's not even March yet, and the sets really aren't out officially for the next 3 weeks. And there really is no secret. I went to Target and there just weren't any street dates. So I mean, honestly, it seems to vary from store to store, to be completely honest. One store was like, hey, yeah, those are street dated, then the other wasn't. So I ended up getting all 6 Avengers Infinity War sets. It's unlikely that I'll be reviewing all of them because I'm working on my own Avengers Infinity War custom minifigures, as you probably already know. But either way, I am so excited to be reviewing the best of those 6 sets first and foremost, and then we're going to gradually go down and work our way down from, you know, the second most exciting, third most exciting, etc., etc. Holy crap, I'm already reviewing Avengers Infinity War sets, and I don't know how many times I said Avengers Infinity War in just this intro alone, but let's get started. Okay, so the new Iron Man suit for Infinity War. This is probably one of my favorite Iron Man suits I think LEGO has ever produced. I really love the design for this figure, along with all the red highlights that LEGO distributed throughout that design. And it's not like that's new. They've done that before, especially for like the Mark 45 and for Age of Ultron. And I think they also did it for the Civil War suit, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, I love this design, like I said, and we do also have the design that continues onto the back as well. This will definitely help me for reference because I'm definitely running into a bit of a problem with that for my own custom one that I'm working on right now. Either way, the new facial mask does have the blue eyes this time around, which is definitely very cool to see again. I don't think they did that for Civil War, but either way, we also do have these slits on the top of the face mask as well, and those are of a new design. And then the new Robert Downey Jr. face. Check out that new Tony Stark design. It's like a version 2 almost, and the first one I think is still really great, but like I said, it's just great to have a version 2. And but the best part by far is that we finally have a HUD. Check that out, a full-blown HUD printed onto an aggressive Tony Stark facial expression. Just having this, especially in a LEGO set now, is just so awesome and definitely overdue, and it's really cool. And this just makes for, I definitely, you know, think one of the best Iron Man suits that LEGO has ever produced. And all that leg printing as well, just absolutely fantastic. I do think we're due for a new Iron Man helmet as the Iron Man suits get tighter and tighter and thinner, and less bulky, but either way, it's still a really cool new Iron Man suit for sure. Next up, Doctor Strange with the new revamped Cloak of Levitation and the new hairpiece. Aside from that, it's pretty much the same minifigure as you remember him from the 2016 Sanctum Sanctorum, so still not an overly accurate minifigure and definitely more based on the concept art from the first Doctor Strange film, but it's still really cool either way. And I think it, you know, even though it's a slight improvement, at least it is something of one, because that original hairpiece that they had absolutely did not work. So removing the new hairpiece, you can see you've seen this hairpiece before. It's not new, however, it does have the white streaks of hair, you know, printed on the sides, and I think that is definitely really cool. The white highlights or the gray highlights, but they're definitely more white in this case. So there is that, and then also you do have this piece up top, and I'm pretty sure that this is, like I said, I'm pretty sure they revamped at least the top half of the Cloak of Levitation. Of course, this is also a separate piece, if you recall, and if it would come off, that would be even better, and you can see that right there. And so there is that, and then we do also have the aggressive facial expression for Doctor Strange here, along with the printing on the back of the torso. So pretty awesome, man. Doctor Strange, not overly accurate, doesn't really look like Benedict Cumberbatch, but it gets the job done. Real quick, we gotta stop and talk about all these new energy pieces that LEGO has included. I was pretty blown away by just how many there are. I'm almost certain these are new pieces. I don't follow other themes, so you can let me know, but these are all new to me, and I think that these are very cool, using like a new soft plastic. As you can see, we get each one of them in both trans blue and trans orange. And I'm also wondering, dude, where were these when we had Avatar: The Last Airbender sets? And why didn't we get Legend of Korra sets? And why are these not with those hypothetical Legend of Korra sets anyway? Yeah, so soft plastic, as you can see here, Very, very cool. And as you can also tell, there are little bar pieces on like the tail ends of like pretty much all of these on, you know, to some capacity, so the minifigure can grip onto them. And basically with Iron Man, we have these specific pieces like actually attached to that piece, so that they kind of act like his repulsor boots. And so that's very cool. And then this one also has a little clear bar piece attached to it. You've seen that piece since 2016 at this point. And so they use that here as well. And then for Tony, you know, again, you know, these are kind of like the display pieces that they use. You can clip any of these on, but these are the ones that they actually advertise him with. And this one is like so awesome. This one is like a shield almost, and this one's kind of like an array in a sense. But yeah, so that's really great for Tony here. And again, they all come in trans orange and blue. And geez, man, there's just so many to cover. We have like this wider version of that same piece that you just saw on Tony's repulsor boots. Like these pieces, which pretty much look like fire. And again, this is really what makes me really wish that we had these pieces all the way back then for the Avatar sets, because these just look so freaking cool, man. And yeah, then these pieces as well. And for Doctor Strange's advertised energy pieces that LEGO has, he is sporting this one along with, I think, the shield piece as well. Yeah, you've got the clear clip on this one here as well. And so these are kind of like the reality pieces for Doctor Strange, which are just so awesome. I mean, these are fantastic, and you just get a wealth of them. I mean, we have like an abundance of these pieces in this set, and it is just so cool. And I really, it's unexpected and I mean almost a little excessive, but just so awesome. And even though I haven't shown them to you yet, I did want to cover Spidey and Ebony Maw's Power Blast pieces. Of course, we do have the web versions for Spidey in white, and you just go ahead and you push toward the minifigure's arms to fire these. So I guess we can use Ebony as a target, and I missed. Let's try again. And I still missed. That one didn't even go anywhere. But you get the idea. You got them in trans yellow for Mr. Maw here as well. And again, you just push toward the minifigure's arms. If that would go into focus, that would be great. But yeah, so definitely pretty awesome, man. Probably a good way to break your minifigure hands at some point. Has anybody encountered that? Has that happened yet? I know it hasn't happened to me yet. I kind of figured it would at this point. Either way, there they are. All these new energy pieces, and there are quite a few of them. Okay, back on track with the Iron Spider suit, the minifigure you've all wanted to see from this set. This is definitely really cool. LEGO reused the Spider-Man Homecoming head, which is totally understandable. It definitely still works in this case, and so you can see you have the webbing on the back of the head there as well. The torso looks great. Love the design. It looks fantastic. I mean, so do the arms. The arm printing is incredible. Real quick, removing the actual Iron Spider apparatus, you can see the printing on the back only continues to be, you know, super cool, right? It's just the legs that are really lackluster and are so disappointing, because I mean, there have been a lot of people that have voiced, you know, a very similar opinion. So I guess, I mean, if you want to consider this as a complaint, it's more of just it's just kind of disappointment, really, because I don't know, I mean, maybe it wasn't cost effective, but LEGO decided to skip out on the double molded legs for Spidey, which I think is really unfortunate, because they were definitely needed most here. And it's just kind of a shame that we finally got all the way to Infinity War. We're here with the Iron Spider suit, and we've got, you know, two little bits of printing on the front, and then it just kind of looks incredibly awkward, both, you know, of course, on the top, on the sides, and especially on the back. It's okay, you know, I mean, it's fine, because I mean, I'm going to make my own anyway, but it's kind of unfortunate, because I don't know why LEGO has slowed down so heavily and kind of pumped the brakes on double molded legs, because I think the minifigure really could have benefited here, and it's just kind of a shame. But aside from that, that's why I really tried to point out everything else about the minifigure that is great, because you pull off those legs, man, you got one hell of a minifigure. I mean, it's half of a minifigure, but it's still, everything here is great. There's like no wrongdoing with the rest, but the actual Iron Spider apparatus is just a bunch of like gold bionicle arms, and just, you know, clipped onto this overall piece. I don't think that piece is new with all the individual clamps. I don't actually know. I would assume it's not, but if it is, you can let me know in the comments. But of course, these are all posable, because they're just, you know, a couple, you have 4 basic hinges there, and these are all, you know, you have like the basic teeth pieces just all plugged into each one of those arms. So this minifigure is very cool. I absolutely cannot wait to see what the actual Iron Spider suit, you know, what the actual apparatus looks like on the real thing. But for now, we've got this minifigure with some awkward looking legs. Our first member of the Black Order, Mr. Ebony Maw. Check this guy out. I really think LEGO did a great job portraying him here. I love the torso design. I think the leg printing is excellent. The face design in particular looks great. I mean, it's basically just Voldemort with a bit more color. And then we do also have the back of the minifigure as well. So definitely very cool. That's really it. I don't have much else to add. Finally, the new Big Fig with the set, Mr. Cull Obsidian. Check this guy out. I really appreciate what LEGO tried to do here, and I think that they did the best they could for the most part. It's just, the problem here is Cull Obsidian kind of has like scales. He's kind of reptilian in a way, and LEGO, unfortunately, this entire Big Fig is devoid of any kind of texture, even, you know, like remotely looking anything like that. And I think that's where the Big Fig suffers. I think that's where a lot of people take issue with this. The actual mold is great. I love the head and everything about it. The shoulder pad's simple, but gets the job done. I love the torso design. It's accurate. It works. There's nothing on the back. But yeah, I think it's the head that bothers a lot of people, and the lack of any texture printed on to any capacity. And I think the eyes are a little big, and that's where I think this Big Fig suffers. But I think it kind of works for the most part. I don't know what he's holding, what the hell these are. I mean, they look like air conditioning units. So I guess at least the Black Order will be kept pretty nice and cool while they're invading Wakanda and wherever else in Infinity War, so that's great. I don't know if the chain will be in the movie. I'm sure it will be to some capacity. But I appreciate what LEGO tried to do here. It just didn't work out entirely, but still definitely one of the cooler Big Figs that I think we've had in a while. Okay, so the Sanctum Sanctorum itself, man, this is such a cool build. I mean, it is so fantastic how LEGO took two iconic buildings from the MCU, Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, Peter Parker's apartment building, along with the pizza parlor on the bottom, of course, and just mashed them up into one incredibly detailed playset with so many playability features and Easter eggs. This just makes for a fantastic set. I mean, it is so cool. This is really the complete package, and even better than I was expecting. And of course, the number one feature to start off with, and I'm really just trying to think about how I'm going to break all this down. But obviously, the building folds together, so you can keep it closed and have it as just like one solid structure, or of course it can fold out and you have access to the entirety of the interior or the exterior, of course. And I think it is so cool folded out, especially because it just looks so perfect as a street corner, making the buildings look even more separate than they already are. And so I definitely prefer it like this, but it's great either way. So man, where to start? I guess we'll start off with the street corner right in front of us. You can see we've got a trash can, dude. This trash can is legit. It's green. It's got a bone in it. I don't know why. But on the ground next to it, we've got a pizza slice, and that piece is not new to me, but that print is. I've never actually seen that used, and with a pizza print on it. So that's definitely pretty cool. And again, new to me, maybe not new, in general, but either way, we've also got a web plastered to the wall here, and that's got a cell phone on it. I can only imagine that is Peter Parker's. And then also we've got a newspaper box right here as well, and this is probably the coolest Easter egg for me because it has a silhouette of Daredevil saying crime floods the streets, and of course that is I'm sure that is an Easter egg for Hell's Kitchen, straight from the New York Bulletin. And inside, if we open up this box, we do have like 3 copies of the newspaper folded up by via a 2D string as part of the design, and you can tell just looking at that design for these stickers that it is in fact the exact same newspaper. So that is really cool and great attention to detail on the design team's part, and I absolutely love the street corner. It's also removable pretty, so you can, like, just by use of a couple connectors, you can pull it off pretty easily. So I definitely think that is a really cool feature as well. But we'll keep it connected just for this review if it'll actually cooperate. There we go. And yeah, so the Sanctum Sanctorum portion, the exterior here, you can see it is so cool with the windows, the brickwork on the bottom, but the window up top, the iconic window is that that entire design is just so awesome and so great to finally have as part of an actual LEGO set. And it does actually fold up, and you can get a better look at that dish piece and its print, and I absolutely love that. I think that is fantastic, and I don't know how many times I've already said fantastic, but I'm probably going to keep saying it throughout the segment. Either way, closing that back up, we do also have like these little flaps here on the sides, and these do open up as well, and so that's definitely pretty cool by use of a basic couple hinges. So it's actually pretty accessible from the outside if you then fold down the entire window, so that's definitely pretty awesome. And so you can, of course, like take Doctor Strange and just have him like standing in his sanctorum, and then it's pretty awesome, man. I feel Cooperate. There we go. Great. So that's a thing. Closing all that up, though, you can see that the actual balcony is a part of the design down there, and you can just barely see the minifigure in that 1x1 space if you wanted to try. It's actually a 1x4 space, but we do also have the door down here saying 177A, which of course is the number of the building for the Sanctum Sanctorum in New York, and so that's definitely pretty cool. But man, what else to cover on the exterior? One thing I do want to take note of before I start talking about the interior is we have a lot of knobs. These red knobs are basically all attributed to different features on the interior, but I think definitely one thing I want to talk about really quick is the Bleecker Street sign, of course, and that is on the actual apartment building here. And we do also have the open sign, and that's a sticker along with the sticker for Pepe's Pizza on that window as well, along with more webbing stickers on the top right here, and then one in the middle here as well. And that's definitely pretty awesome. But I absolutely love all the scaffolding and the different ladders that fold down from that, and that is definitely very, very cool. And I think a feature in and of itself is that you have so many hinges and bars all along the entirety of the outside of this building, and I think that just, you know, that's great because you have various different, you know, exposed studs and bars for the minifigures to grip onto. And again, this is just a fantastic playset. I mean, it really is great. And so finally, taking a look at the interior, here we go. I'm going to try to remember all these playability features. There are so many. We'll just start off with, I guess, this one here. And basically the way this one works is you take this entire web that is attached to the side and you push it down and the window flies up. It just flies off. It's a pretty basic function. I'm sure you've seen it. God knows how many times at this point. LEGO definitely resorts to it as a playability feature pretty often, just breakaway windows. So that's pretty cool and that works. But then also you can see we've got the web on the exterior, and I realized I said we were going to go into the interior, but we do have to cover this really quick. So taking Spider-Man and attaching him to it, you can see that up top we've got this entire piece up here, and this pretty much also acts as a cage with all those bars. And so you turn this and it can pretty much lift up Peter by wrapping the web around that post, or of course you can spin it the other way and you can lower him, and it kind of works but not really. I mean, it works sort of. I think it's pretty effective and definitely pretty cool. Either way, you can see that we do also have this knob up on the very top. And just make sure you're getting a good look at what is on the roof there. That knob right there, top, middle. And basically the way that works is, I guess we'll take Iron Man for this demonstration, and you can put him right up top there, and then of course just push on that red post and then send the minifigure flying if you give it enough force. And so that is also pretty cool as well. So there is that. And taking Spidey off that web really quick, you can see the interior. Okay, we are back inside. Actually, no, we're not. We have more stickers to cover. Oh my God. We got web design classes with a Spidey logo spray painted above that. And that, of course, is a little like piece of paper, 2D, obviously. And then a little heart with the Liz text in the center of it. I assume that's referencing Liz from Spider-Man Homecoming. So that is definitely pretty awesome. And then another sticker over here, we have Saint 110 and a picture beneath it. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what that is. Let me know down in the comments. We're back in the interior. You can see inside, we'll start with Peter's entire apartment building. Inside we've got Peter's bedroom, and that is pretty sweet. Check out that snazzy bed. I mean, wouldn't you want to sleep on a cheese slope? It looks incredibly comfortable. We got another slice of pizza right on the ground there, so that's pretty sanitary. And then we also, the idea behind this next feature is we take Ebony Maw and kind of stand him up there, but not really. And then on the outside, we do have, again, I made sure to note the red knobs out here, because basically the way this works is this red knob right here, you pull this one out and then it activates a trapdoor that I guess Peter has in his bedroom now for the sake of this set. And again, so pulling on that knob makes Ebony Maw, Mr. Maw fall through the floor and into Peacher's. Man, I'm just doing really great with the words today. I had to drive a lot to get these sets. Anyway, you can see that we do also have Peter's lab down here, or I guess his desk, and that is so awesome with like the actual like, it kind of looks like a Spider-Man newspaper or something down there. It kind of looks like a sketch of his. Either way, it is such a cool design, and that of course on that 2x2 tile is also a sticker. And then we have his computer, looks very old-fashioned, and I absolutely love all of the like individual pieces that are going on here. We've got like, it looks like a piece of paper almost, like you've got his keyboard in there. You got like what looks like a lava lamp, or, you know, another container of some kind. And I absolutely love the lamp as well, like the actual, you know, like the regular lamp. And that is so awesome, using that droid arm. So that's really cool. And then we also do have another sticker in there, and it kind of looks like different areas that Peter is keeping an eye on. I mean, I don't really know what that is meant to imply. I'm assuming something that Peter is investigating, and kind of he has like little, you know, notes for each location on there. So that is a sticker as well, and definitely pretty awesome. One sticker I almost forgot to mention is up here in Peter's bedroom, and it has a it's kind of difficult to see because it's really kind of up in there, but it looks like, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie, from my angle I can only see the bottom of it, but it says to stay in school on the bottom. And hey man, future me editing this, or you can tell me what it says on the top. Either way, we've got what looks like a little bit of homework tacked on the wall there as well, along with some other photos that Peter has taken, just some basic silhouettes of those characters. No one specific, but definitely a really cool design. And yeah, so if we go ahead and just remove Ebony Maw from the floor here, and then we lift the trapdoor back up and push that red knob on the outside back in, we can keep that trapdoor in place and reset it. And you can see we've got a couple boxes here on the other side of Peter's bedroom, and or I guess like this lower portion, and you've got what a box that basically just has a sticker on it on top of this 2x2 tan tile that says Pete Stuff. And so that is very cool. And yeah, I mean, there's not much else to cover in Peter's bedroom. That pretty much does it. Really, really awesome. But now we get to the freaking pizza parlor, and down here we've got a lot going on as well. We've got Lego's fire hydrant gag, and so that is back. And we do also have like the menu, like $1 a slice, $1 for whatever that wrap is, and then $1 for I don't know what that is. And either way, we've got a pizza on the counter. That is a printed piece. We've got the actual like telephone, or I guess like because, you know, telephones are, that's where that would be. No, that's a register, and the register, that's a printed slope as well. And then we do also have like the paddle here, and that's used to, of course, pull the oven. Yeah, we're going to pull the oven out of the pizza. No, to pull the pizza out of the oven. Man, I just can't words today. Either way, this brings us to our next playability feature. And again, by use of another one of these red knobs, we go ahead and we just push in this red knob as opposed to the one we pulled up above. And that sounded incredibly awkward, but we just push that in, and then the window comes flying out. And yeah, so again, Lego just making use of those breakaway windows this time around. It's a little excessive, but also effective. So there is that. And I think that pretty much does it for the actual pizza parlor itself. It would have been kind of nice to have a civilian to go with that, but it's fine. I'm sure you could probably make your own pretty easily. So yeah, now moving on to the Sanctum Sanctorum portion of this place that you can see, we'll just start off with the same room we already covered, but from the outside, we've got Doctor Strange's desk and a couple of letters. These are both stickers. One actually has a little bit of like dirt or like, you know, like wear and tear on it, whereas the one on the ground does not. So that makes sense. But then we also do have what, I mean, again, this is, I don't even know what this is either. I feel like this is something that was in Doctor Strange, so I'm just not remembering off the top of my head, but it's definitely a pretty cool tile that is on top of that separate tile that has like the stud on it, so that's a thing. And then we do also have that candle on the desk, and then this is where we kind of bring in the Infinity Stone that is a part of this set. But before we get there, we do have the bookcases both on the left and on the right. One has a skull in it, and then the other has a cup in it, so that's pretty great, or a glass, whatever. And then the second floor, we have another 2x2 tan tile with more stuff that I don't recognize. I mean, I recognize the Dormammu symbol, so I'm guessing this has something to do with the dark dimension. I mean, it's really cool. And again, if you know what that is, definitely let me know down in the comments. These things are just not coming to me naturally. Either way, on the wall there, you can see that we do have Saint. Again, with the 110. What is Saint 110? I'm missing something. That's got to be like a deep cut from the comics, or just something I'm simply not aware of, but it's definitely pretty cool. It looks like we have like a router on the top there, so that's pretty awesome. And it's kind of a nod to the Wi-Fi password in Doctor Strange. Of course, being, what was it again? Freaking, I don't even remember. It was, I forget. Another knob for another playability feature. You can see this one, we actually just twist. This dark gray one, we twist it, I think counterclockwise, no, clockwise, and then the window comes tumbling out on the outside, and you can pretty much see how that works. It's just a basic Technic piece. You push that back in, and then if you take the, you know, this is just using a couple of cheese slopes to make sure that it's removable, and so you slide that back in, and again, let's see if I can do it from the outside in, and so again, turning it clockwise, you can see how that window just comes flying off, and that's definitely pretty cool. And this, of course, reveals the time stone, and there it is, man. We are 1 out of 6 away from assembling the Infinity Gauntlet gimmick that LEGO has set up for all these sets, and of course, this is the first one, and it's definitely way bigger than the actual time stone, but it is definitely a very cool idea, and I think it is great that LEGO is doing this, having 1 Infinity Stone per set to assemble Thanos' inaccurate Infinity Gauntlet, but I really do appreciate the gimmick, and I think it is very cool, and definitely get you to buy all 6 sets. There's more and more incentive to buy the entire line, but very understandable at the same time. So yeah, just folding that Technic piece back in and putting the window back in place, we are finally down on the bottom floor, and then again, there's the door with the 177A on the door, and then if we get to the bottom, you can see we've got a lamp. And is there anything in this crate? I don't think there was. Was there? No. So that's a thing. And there's a chain attached to that. And then we do also have an axe attached to the wall. And of course that is removable and can be used as an accessory along with this golden sword on the other side. And then there is also a scroll on the wall there, and that's a sticker as well. And then we've got a seat. And thankfully, by use of the new spongy capes, I don't know why I'm calling them new. They've been a thing since 2015. I'm just a veteran YouTuber, and 2015 wasn't that long ago for me. Either way, we just go ahead and we seat Mr. Strange very awkwardly in that chair, and he's just waiting there for Thor or Loki or whoever will come to make sure he isn't lonely, which is probably nobody. Ancient One's dead, Dormammu is taken care of, and Mr. Mordo is out to kill everybody and every sorcerer for no reason. So Steven's a little lonely, but I think that's it. Probably. I think we covered everything. I think so. I'm pretty confident that that was everything. Like I said, this got pretty extensive pretty quick. That doesn't make any sense, but there's just a lot to cover. I think I got all of it. Just to make sure, here's another look at the top of the set and the roof and all the space available there in case I forget. But now, that brings us to the question. Is this set worth $100? Because even on top of everything I just showed you, of course you do get all of these minifigures that, yes, do have all the problems that I pointed out that I hope, you didn't get too personally offended by. But, yeah, man, I think this is definitely worth the $100. I mean, you take a look at this set and everything I just showed you, and then you take the minifigures on top of that. I mean, you've got a lot being offered here. And let me pull Doctor Strange out to complete the shot. I didn't think that I was going to say this set was worth $100, but I mean, I was just so impressed by how cool the Sanctum Sanctorum and this Peter Parker's, apartment building mashup is that, I mean, yeah, I would say if you've got the $100 to spare and you really want to pick up a really cool Infinity War set and maybe worry about the other minifigures later, if you want one go-to set, I mean, even without reviewing the other 5, I think that this is absolutely going to be my favorite one, just because of the building, not even the minifigures. As cool as the Iron Spider suit is without the double molded legs and of course the new Iron Man suit, I really just am so fond of the build that, yeah, man, I would definitely recommend it. I think that one more minifigure would have been great to really make that $100 price point a little bit easier. So if we had another minifigure included with the set, I really can't think of who off the top of my head. There are so many characters in Infinity War, you literally could have thrown anyone in this set and it would have been fine. But either way, yeah, man, for $100, I would definitely say this is worth it. One feature I almost forgot to mention is that a bunch of these windows on the apartment building, they do fold out. So let's not forget that. That's a thing. So yeah. Man, that's it. All right, that took a while. Let's wrap this up. Actually, real quick, box. There it is. There's the front. There's the top. There's the back, and the side with Thanos. That's pretty awesome. That promo art. And then, really quick, oh, it's all the way over here. Got the instruction manual. It's pretty thick this time around. It's like 220 pages. And then we also do have some advertisements for the entire lineup on the left side. So that's pretty awesome. Along with the Infinity Stone gimmick that I mentioned that I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of. And man, that Infinity Gauntlet is not accurate, even though it makes sense why LEGO is doing that. And then we do also have the freaking LEGO Life. That's a thing. Okay, now we're done. Alright guys, there you go. That is it for my first Avengers Infinity War set review. Holy crap, it is so awesome to have finally already be doing these. And yeah man, but if you enjoyed this review or maybe found it informative, be sure to let me know by dropping the video a like below if you care, or if you didn't, drop a dislike. And hey, if you got personally offended by some of the things I pointed out that I didn't like about the set, let me know down in the comments. I know you guys like to be very vocal about that. And yeah, so aside from that, I'm absolutely looking forward to reviewing a few more of these sets from the new Infinity War lineup, along with all the minifigures that I'm working on to showcase in May. I've got a 22 minifigure showcase that I'm working on, 17 new minifigures, already finished 3, so I'm working on 14 at the moment, and hopefully I'll be able to finish them on time, but I figure this is definitely worth the detour. Freaking Infinity War sets! Yeah man, I think that's it, and definitely pick this set up if you also agree that it's worth the $100. And I think on that note, I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye-bye. Background, so there's kind of like a little crease on it. Either way, moving this web out of the way from the fucking hell. Oh my god. But you all right, guys, and there you go. That is it for the Infinity War showcase. What? Nope, that's not a thing until May. Is such a fantastic mashup of both the Sanctum Sanctorum and Peter Parker's apartment. Great. Am I touching the mic? That's not cool. Dude, check out Mr. Corvus. What the hell is his name?